Hi guys and girls, welcome back to Watch the Time. Thanks for tuning back in. Thanks for coming back to see me. I'm really pleased you've done so, and I'm really pleased about to bring your channel first. This is a Stalingrad. They contacted me through my email. They said, would you be interested in looking at this watch? When I first saw it, I didn't see the proportions. It's quite a big boy. Bronze, it's called a Stalingrad Defender. I'll bring the model number up in front of me as well. From what I can see from spending time with this watch and looking up some of their other pieces, they look like they're homaging a micro brand that is the equivalent price. I don't know. When you look at it in that respect, it seems a bit pointless. But like I said, I'm here for looking at new watches. Is it done well? It's bronze, sapphire, crystal, Miyota 8215 that hacks. Nice dial. I'm guessing the lume's going to be pretty good. There's lots to like. Not for a huge price either. But as I say, the price of the watch that, for my opinion, is homaging is not a huge amount more. So, but anyway, listen, we're going to get through all this stuff together. Hopefully by the time you get to the end of the video, you know if it's for you. If it is, please use the link in the description. If it's not, hopefully I'll feature something before, something in the future that tickles your pickle more. Do you know what I mean? I can't say fairer than that. But get yourself a nice beverage, a nice brew, because it's about that time to get the camera turned around and get on with it. Hi guys, so this is the watch. It'll become pretty clear soon enough why it's not on this rubber strap, because this is the strap that I'd have preferred to have it on, and we'll discuss that in a moment. Hang tag comes with this to help treat the bronze. I'll put that to the side. This is the case it comes in, briefcase style, nice in the foam. Looks like you could put two watches in there. Don't know how that would work in practicalities. Cleaning cloth, warranty card, unfortunately not signed. It'd be nice to have seen that signed. And here's the watch. And guys, they contacted me and I thought it'd be cool to get this in. I didn't see it properly. I saw it briefly because I was quite busy at the time. And as soon as it arrived, actually, because I forgot it was coming, it made me think of a micro brand with watches that are not much more than this. So then it sort of dawned on me that perhaps how much value for money is in this watch. But hopefully as we go through the video, as I say, but yeah, the model number for this is the SG 060906A. Model number is even very similar to the brand. It's homaging in terms of how they do it, but I'm not going to talk about that brand. I don't want to name it. Any of you people that like watches will probably automatically know what I'm talking about anyway. Inside this watch, it's running an automatic 8215 Miyota movement. I featured this movement many times. It's almost like the Miyota version of the NH35. I like it when it's got hacking. Fortunately, nowadays when I get this movement in, it tends to be a hacking variant. I wouldn't be really keen on getting non-hacking in 2025. I'm not sure how good it is to get a non-hacking movement. They're not for me personally. But 21 joules, 12,600 beats per hour. And this one's running almost bang on, to be honest. I think it's about 2 seconds slower day from wearing it. But for an inexpensive movement from Miyota, I think you would take that all day long. The construction of the watch, aside from the bezel, the case back, and the strap, excuse me, is all bronze, CU&8 bronze. So the crown looks very much like it's bronze as well, as is the case. The lugs, which are integrated into the case, and the pin buckle clasp, which you get on both rubber and leather, exactly the same. So yeah, all bronze. The case thickness of this watch is 15.6 millimeters, so a thick boy. I'm not going to kid you. The case diameter on this one, I measure sort of just above the crown at 8 to 2. It was coming at bang on 45 millimeters. When you include the crown, it was coming at 48.6 millimeters. The lug width on this is 24 millimeters, and the lug to lug, tip to tip, is 50.8 millimeters. So guys, this is not a small watch. It's not for the faint-hearted. It's one that you're going to nose on your wrist. So yeah, just bear that in mind, guys. The bezel is actually quite nice. I don't know how you'd use it in practicalities. There's no numbers on it, but it feels nice. It feels like it's plastic. I'm not exactly sure the material they've used I don't believe it's ceramic, but because of how it's done, you don't have to go all the way around. But in terms of its ability to be a diver and how you would time stuff, I just don't see how that would be possible, to be honest. So yeah, not the most ideal. Screw down crown at the 3 o'clock position, screw down case back, Stalingrad on there. Let me see if I can show you the sort of thing that normally happens. There you go, synonymous with Miyota movements, but not a terrible looking movement. But yeah, they've got a signed rotor on there. And it looks like they've got distressed stainless steel on the outer part because they don't really want bronze touching your skin. That's what most people do. But yeah, there we go. Leather strap is nice, quite thick. I don't think this goes. You got the purple and the blue. I don't think that goes. The strap, the rubber strap would have gone much better. But I'm gonna bring a couple of pictures up now, guys. You're gonna see that you can't. The strap at the end just hangs around because you can't, because of the way the end is done, you can't use the catcher, so it just flares out too much, which is ridiculous. One of a few things that I just don't understand about the watch, to be honest. It was quite frustrating. I'd much rather had it on the rubber strap, but the leather strap was the only the two that really worked in terms of how comfortable it was. But blue and purple, I'm not sure they go, to be honest. Yeah, but that's so you got a rubber strap, leather strap. Like I said, both of them are signed with the same logo with Stalingrad, both bronze. The crystal covering the dial is a sapphire crystal. The crystal covering the case back is a mineral, so not quite a sapphire sandwich, but not a bad crystal on the front. The clarity is not too bad, and I do quite like the dial. Sort of like purple wood grain, it looks like it's coming through, and you can see the blue hues coming through from the AR coating. The water resistance you'll make out down there is 200 meters. So that'll give you 20 atmospheres of water resistance. And the weight is 130.2 grams. I didn't weigh it on both straps because it's going to be maybe 1 gram in it or something, given the sort of weight of the straps. But still a good bit of heft, given it's not on a bronze or stainless steel strap. So yeah, 130.2. But let's have a look at the dial in a bit more detail. So what you've got a California style dial in terms of the way they've done the numerals. You got an inverted triangle at the 12. You got battens at the 3, 6, and 9. It looks like the battens are the same size. They've sort of made the date a bit inside that, so it doesn't sort of mess up the symmetry of the watch. Like I said, purple sort of wood grain for the dial. And like I said, I do like a dial, and I think this is one of the best things on the watch, really, is the dial. The indices are sort of yellow, as are the hands. So you got black on the minute and hour. You got white on the seconds. The second hand could probably do with being a little bit longer. There's no minute track, but I would like to have seen that go maybe a mil or two longer. But then the hands generally look a little bit undersized, don't they? When you consider the size of the watch, they could have probably all been doing with being a couple of mil longer. But yeah, that's what they've done. Date window at the 3 o'clock position. So it's got black with white, in keeping with the sort of the Stalingrad and 200 meters. So that's good to see. It's good to see that they've sort of color matched it in a way. And like I said a moment ago, you've got your Stalingrad printed on just below the inverted triangle at the 12. You got bronze 200 meters just above the batten at 6. And yeah, I like the way the indices look like a bit like they're well applied. I just wish the hands were a bit longer, to be honest, guys. But yeah, I think there's a few things that are sort of not quite making sense with this watch, to be honest. But we'll talk about that in a moment. You're now wondering, so what's the loom saying? So the loom was decent, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it. I wasn't sure what to expect, because this watch was one that, when it came in, I tried wearing it on the rubber strap, didn't work. The leather strap doesn't really go. There's quite a few things that just a bit of miss. So I wasn't sure. But actually, the loom, along with the dial and stuff, is sort of redeeming features of the watch. I'm not sure how this would play out as a diver. Not the best loom I've had on a watch by any stretch of the imagination, but yeah, it's not too bad, to be honest, guys. In terms of the movement, so if I take the crown out, you'll see it will hack, which is good to see. If I scroll through, we'll see where the date changes over. Bang on in it. We can't complain about that. And what I'll do is I'll put it to the sort of 10 past 8 position, which is where I generally do it. As you see, it will start back up again the second hand. If you scroll towards you, you can change the date knowing it's in a safe position to do so. I wouldn't change it between sort of like, I don't know, 8 p.m. and 4 a.m. I wouldn't change the date. But you know it's not there now given where I've just changed it over. And like I say, when it's unscrewed from the case, you can charge it. And if you turn it towards you, screw it back up. Job is a good one. So that's everything going on there, guys. Let me just pop it on the wrist quickly. Give you an idea what it looks like on my wrist. One moment, guys. Okay, so guys, this is what it looks like on my wrist. My wrist is a 7¼ inch wrist. As you can see, I just don't see how that strap goes with it. But yeah, I couldn't wear it on the rubber, as I said. The dial looks nice. As I say, if you're looking for a chunky bronze watch, maybe this is for you. But I can't say it's really captured my imagination. But what do you all think? So guys and girls, that's now going to take me swiftly on to what I think is pants and Pukka about the watch. If you've watched before, you know I always start with pants. I like to go on a high with Pukka. So what I think is pants about the watch is there's a few things, unfortunately. So the first one I'm going to say is the size. I just think it's way oversized for what it is. It just feels like a beast. Feels like a bit of a tank. The hand size is, like I said, I know there's no minute track, but I think the hand's just a bit undersized. Generally, the rubber strap, like I showed you, the fact that you can't get it to go up high enough to catch her, to hold the strap from flailing around and catching on stuff is just frustrating. The bezel's not too bad, but just being how it is, it's just more for decoration than anything else. I just don't understand what they've done with the bezel. The design, it just seems like a confused watch, to be honest. Like I said, the company they're trying to take inspiration from do it much better, in my opinion. And the price, so I'll bring the price up in front of me. It's not much less than the watch it's Homage in. So that just leaves me bemused, to be honest. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm going to say the size, hand length, rubber strap, bezel, design, and price. What I think is pants, quite a bit, which is a bit unfortunate. I think it's Pukka. Unfortunately, guys, not as much. The only things I'm going to say is I'm going to go with the sapphire crystal. I love having a bit of sapphire crystal on my watch. The dial's really nice. Yeah, I do like the dial. The movement, the 8215 movement with hacking, I can live with that. Things I'm going to say for Pukka is the sapphire crystal, dial, movement, and that'll take me on to, would I recommend this watch? And this is the first one I've done in a while where it's disappointed me, to be honest. When I looked at it quickly online, I was thinking it didn't look a bad proposition. When it turned up, it's just so many things glaringly wrong with it that I just didn't understand what was going on, to be honest. So it's an overwhelming no from me. I wouldn't pick one of these up. Hopefully this isn't as good as it gets from Stalingrad. Hopefully there's other propositions out there, and hopefully in the future there's other things that I can feature from them that are more in keeping with your taste and just a better offering, to be honest. But no, it's a no from me. But guys and girls, please let me know what you think about this watch, more importantly, and maybe any other watches you may want to see on the channel. And as always say, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and always watch the time. Take care, guys. All the very best.